How could a discovery made in South Africa be to the benefit of students involved in SC21 this November? We'll take a look at the answer to that question with our two guests. Jay and Kristen, will you please introduce yourselves? Tell us about your institution and how you're involved in SC21 this year.
I'm Jay Lofstead. I'm at Sandia National Labs in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And my role this year is I'm the Students at SC Chair. That means I'm in charge of all of the student programs that happen at SC.
Hi, I'm Kristen Brown, and I am a data scientist at Intuitive Surgical. And this year I am the Student Data Science Competition Chair.
So Jay, I understand that there was a connection to an exploration that you made, a discovery that you made in South Africa that ties into this year's Data Science Challenge. Tell us about that connection.
Sure. So in 2019, on my annual trip to the South African Supercomputing Users Group meeting, that's the first week of December every year, highly recommended for anybody that can make the trip. That's when they pick their regular student cluster competition team that competes globally. But in 2019, they introduced a new competition that was a data science competition, and they offered two challenges to the students. The first one was a standard problem that affected South Africa in some way. And then they had the students go out and find another data set. And it also had to have some connection to South Africa. And what their grade was for the competition was how well they did on both challenges. And seeing this, I went to the DARISA people who organized the event, and I said, this is a fantastic event. I need to bring this back to SC, but I need to give you credit because it's such a wonderful idea.
Well, it is exciting. And Kristen, I'd like to hear your point of view on this. This is new, right, to SC21 this year?
It is new, yeah. And I really do like the concept because the first aspect of it, students get a chance to practice and work together as a team, work through any issues that they may have before moving on to a project that they design. And the project design, I think, is a huge component of professional data science. It's not all just applying models to a data set. A lot of it is, figuring out where a problem is, a need is, and then going through the whole process of getting data, cleaning it, analyzing it, and then providing insights to stakeholders. And so I think it's a really good concept to gain those skills that people don't normally gain in competitions.
It's also exciting that this takes place before the conference, which means there's an important deadline coming up. Do you want to talk about that deadline?
Yes. So the application deadline is August 31st for teams to apply, and students will be notified by September 22nd, and then we'll jump right into doing a few workshops to get them up to speed in any skill areas that they may have gaps in, and then also up to speed on our cloud platform. This year, Oracle is hosting the competition on their data science platform, and the competition itself is the week before SC, so 2 weekends before SC, so that students can then fully participate in the student programs and the conference.
There's a tight deadline here for these students to apply. How difficult is it to apply?
They have to put together either an individual application saying they'd like to be placed as part of a team, or provide a team charter together, and then that's the application. It shouldn't take more than maybe a couple of hours.
The application has a few different components. They'll have to fill out their contact information for themselves and their teammates if they have any, as well as contact information for a recommender or a mentor if they would like to bring their own team mentor. If they don't want to bring a mentor, we will work with them to find a mentor for them. And then the rest of the application is talking about how they work as a team, or how they've worked in team settings before, their motivation for working in data science and working and being a part of this competition, as well as any background information that they have, skills that they are familiar with that may relate.
And are there any sort of minimum qualifications that a student must meet to even be able to apply?
Yes, so we are looking for students who are undergraduates or first-year graduate students, and the skills on the team, ideally they would have varying skills or at least varying interest. So not everyone's a deep learning expert, but maybe there's people who have domain knowledge in an area that they're interested in working in, or someone that's better at the computer science aspects or the engineering aspects of it than others that work on the modeling and the data analysis. Sorry.
Jay, why did you hone in on this particular set of undergrads or just first-year grad students?
Well, we have two other programs that we host at SC. The first one that I'll mention is the Computing for Change. And for it, they do a similar situation where they actually have been traditionally embedded at SC, and they spend the week from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. every day working on a data science problem. And once those students go through that program once, they don't have a connection to SC anymore. And then the second program is the HPC in the City program, which is similar, but that's really focused on something related to the city that SC is hosted in. And since both of those were sort of a one and done kind of program, this data science competition, one of the reasons why we opened it up to first year grad students was to make sure that we could take the students that had been through these programs and give them a way to stay involved with SC longer.
So I want to give you each an opportunity to make a direct pitch to the student who may be watching this and thinking, I think I might want to apply for this.
Participating in this competition, I think, is a great experience for students who have never been exposed to real working data science problems. And so, they'll get to learn new skills, practice them, and then apply them on something that interests them or can have an impact on their community or the local St. Louis community. And I think that that's a really exciting aspect of the competition.
And Jay, do you want to weigh in?
Sure, I'll add one. So the key thing I think that Kristen mentions there is that impact. If you want to learn how to access public data sets and go through and do analysis on them to find out what the potential root causes to problems in your environment or just situations that you're seeing, and then have a path towards trying to find a solution, this is a great way to really learn how to do that so that you can start to really have a true impact on your community and the world around you.
Jay Lofstead, Kristen Brown, thanks so much for being with us today. We will include information about where students can apply in the text that goes with this video, and we'll also superimpose it on the screen as well. Thanks so much for being with us today on this edition of SC21 TV.